Hello guys, and welcome to my second Rome Total War video. Just wanted to say quickly before I started this game, thank you so much for the views on my first video. As I said before, I'm totally new to this YouTube recording thing, so all of the views, all of the comments and all the positive feedback were really appreciated. I managed to get 84 views on my first video, so I'm really pleased about that. That's probably 80 more views than I thought I'd initially get. So today we have got a 3 versus 3, again it's 31k rules, and I'm playing with Speedstar from the Brotherhood Clan, and I'm also playing with Kilo from the Greeks Clan. So we have a quick look at Speedstar's army. So he has got 3 archers, and it looks like he's got 11 urban cohort, I believe. Yep. And then 6 Praetorian Cav. If I have a quick look at Kilo's army, again it looks like he has got 11 urban cohorts, 6 Praetorian Cav, I'm guessing, yep, and 2 archers. Now the reason why we've got so many archers on this side of the battlefield is that we're going to be playing against Macedon. So the idea is to have those archers to shoot the back of the Macedon pikes. That's the theory anyway. So if we have a look here, Speedstar, or aka Speedy, he at the moment is with the Brotherhood Clan. Ironically, he was actually previously with the Heaven Clan with myself, and he actually recruited me, and I think around the October-November time he made the move from Heaven to the Brotherhood Clan. Because they were the more active clan at the time. So quick little shout out to Speedy, really nice guy. I've played him several times before, and I think when we played this game we're actually talking live through Steam, which usually helps us with our team to team battles. Kilo, again, he's part of the Greeks clan, great player. Usually though he plays with pikes, so it's quite rare to see him using the Roman faction, which will be interesting to see how that pans out. He's going to be up against 3 COH clan members. I believe we have got Satan playing as pikes. Now it's quite ironic that Kilo is actually playing against a pike faction. Usually it's the other way around. So it'll be interesting to see how he does against pikes, as he's usually the guy that is the pike faction. We have got, I believe it's Spider Pig in the center. Again, it looks like he's playing as the Julii. And then we've got Tack playing as the SPQR. So it's effectively CCOH players versus us 3. Now the 3 COH players that we're against probably are, I'm guessing, yeah, I'd say they are probably the best 31k players in the clan. Satan, he's excellent. Spider Pig, you've already seen him previously in my first video. You know, he's a great 31k player. And Tack, yeah, he's really good at 31k. I've played him several times before 1 versus 1. I don't think I've ever beaten him 1 versus 1. I maybe might have snuck in 1 victory, but he's a great player. He's excellent at skirmishing. He's got really good micromanagement on his troops. So it'll be interesting to see how us 3 do against those guys. Now, one thing I just wanted to add in, sometimes you'll see some players will always use certain factions in Rome. I don't know if this is true, but it's a bit of an urban legend that the Rome Scipii faction are supposed to have stronger infantry, the Julii faction are supposed to have a stronger cav, SPQR are supposed to have a stronger moral, and the Brutii faction apparently is supposed to have better archers or better gladiators. Now, I don't think it's true, but I've been told that by a few clan members. We have done checks and tests, but it's hard to really do a decisive test because if one unit starts to rout, that can affect the stats for the rest of the units in that person's army. But anyway, that's why some people, I believe, like to use Scipii all the time. Some people like to use SPQR because they're supposed to have these extra abilities. But I'm not sure how much of that is actually true. So let's have a look at the opponent's armies. So we have got Spider Pig. Again, he's brought his classic 6 Praetorian cohort, Praetorian cav, and 14 urban cohorts. Again, he's gone for his checkerboard formation, 2 loose formation units at the front and his general at the back. That's to boost morale, and also these guys to soak up in any peeler. And then we have got Satan's army. He's gone for predominantly royal pikes, obviously. He's got a handful of Cretan archers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companion cav. Now the companion cav, although in a melee fight even, they won't be great against Praetorian cav. They do have an excellent charge. Their charge stat is 9. So if they can get that initial charge and get a good charge in, they can probably rout quite a few units. So we'll start off here. We've got Tak. He's brought his infantry in with Spider Pig, and he's got 3 archer units. Now he does tend to always go for 3 or 2 archer units initially to throw them forward to try and get some flank shots on my guys as they're moving into position. Speedstar, he's chucked in a couple of cav here, probably to try and scare him off, but hasn't really worked. Tak still standing there, and he's probably going to get in a few shots on my guys. In the meantime, you can see Kilo's moving his guys forward, and we're probably going to match that in a moment and move our guys forwards just to make sure we're all in line. Again, this part of the game is just really getting our guys into formation, trying to get our guys as close as we can to the opponent without getting too many casualties with their archer fire. So you can see here, Tak's got his cav on the side. He's slowly moving his archers around. I think he wants to try and shoot the sides of these urbans and maybe try and shoot a few of my cav. So what I'll need to do is try and face his archers to minimize the damage and try and advance forward into his army. In the meantime, Spider Pig is going backwards and forwards between Satan and Tak. Again, it's probably just trying to get the formation right, and maybe they're discussing what they want to do. So on the back here, again, we've got the Spider Pig. He's got his cav here right behind Tak, so predominantly all their cav is on this side. They've got archers shooting the side of my guys. Again, I want to try and push them back a bit. I'm conscious that I don't want to get too many casualties before the battle started. So here we go, we've started the game. I've got my guys in range, and it looks like I've thrown a few peeler. Because the range is quite a distance, the devastation or the ability of that peeler is going to be minimized, and plus Tak has got his guys in loose formation. So what I'm going to try and do is wrap my guys around slowly, but in the meantime I'm conscious about these archers, and I'm conscious about getting a strike by Tak. I've probably put these guys into guard mode just to try and preempt this strike from Tak here. So again, I've moved my guys forward. As I move them forward, Tak will do his little thing and then move his guys back. So again, I need to keep on pushing forward. Speedstar, again, he's pushing forward. Spider Pig's going to launch his first volley. Speedstar's going to try and get these guys into testudo formation, again to try and absorb and minimize the damage of Spider Pig's peeler. And I think Spider Pig sensibly is taking the taking his peeler off, again to prevent any waste. And again, we're just moving our guys around. You see our cav here is at the back. What we're trying to do is push Tak's cav away, because we don't want to have his archers behind us, we don't want to have his cav behind, because that'll make us very vulnerable. In the meantime, on this flank we have got Kilo, and he's massed his guys up against Satan, and they're going to probably be chucking in their peeler if they haven't already done so before. You notice that Kilo hasn't got any guys in loose formation. The only real benefit of putting your guys in loose formation like here is just really to prevent minimize damage from peeler being thrown. So everything's pretty stagnant at the moment. It's a bit of a formation changing along in the back here. Again, I'm trying to wrap my guys around attack. Every time I move, again, he's countering my movement. And whilst he's countering it, Spider Pig's making sure that his guys are right behind. So attack is now finally moving his archers behind his infantry. We'll probably, Speedstar probably move his cav up in a moment. Again, it's just really trying to push them back a bit. We don't want them to have a flanking attack on us. At the moment here, again, we've got Kilo. He's put one of his guys into Studo. Now, the reason why he's done that, if you put your guys into Studo and put the defense mode on, and then click behind a pike unit, often what will happen is that the Studo unit will actually walk slowly through the pikes. So that could be his thought behind that. Or if Macedon advanced forward and he's left his guys in Testudo, the Macedon forces will probably be hooked on that Testudo, making it easier for Kilo to throw his peeler. So here we've got Spider Pig. He's peeled off one of his loose formation units to face my guys. As you can see, they're throwing their peeler at me. I've tried to chuck my guys into Testudo again to try and minimize the damage, and I've moved one of my Testudo units forward into attack. Now the logic is that hopefully Tack would leave his guys on fire at will mode and therefore waste a bunch of peeler of my Testudo, but I think Tack's a bit too good for that to fall for that one. He's trying to attack my Testudo unit. Now what I need to do is to bring my guys forward, because if I leave them on their own, they're going to be vulnerable and they'll probably break. So I've moved my guys forward to support that one unit. Now as you can see, Tack sensibly is throwing his peeler at me. My guys are in tight formation, so I'm going to get a few injuries on that side. On this side, we can see that the battle started between Kilo and Satan, and again it looks like they're trying to attack and withdraw backwards Kilo, because on a one-on-one it's going to be hard to wrap around all of those pikes. But in the meantime, I'm advancing forward, trying to push Tack back. As you can see, I'm now in line with Spider Pig. Tack's got his cav at the back here, and I'm just going to keep on pushing forward and forward. Hopefully every time I push forward I can get a 3 volleys of peeler thrown at Tack, and hopefully here keep on pushing backwards, here keep on retreating back. So at the moment, again, Tack's got his cav here. He's just leaving them at the moment. One thing I did want to point out though, that's some people like to do this, other people swear against it. Tack has got his general in the cav. Now this is pretty much a risky tactic, because he's got his guys in wedge formation. So if he does a charge, the first people that are going to hit the enemy are literally the first handful of guys on the top of these wedge formation units. Now if you notice that you've got your general at the tip of the wedge, so if he charges into another urban or another unit, there's a good chance that the first people to die are going to be the first handful of guys here, which would be Tax General. If that guy dies, that's going to affect the morale for the whole entire army. So sometimes it's a bit of a risky solution doing that, because you really don't want your general to snuff it at the beginning of the game. So you can see here I'm advancing forward. We've got a bit of a route going on. With these two units that are routing, that's going to affect another unit, which you can see is routed. But every time they route, I want to keep on pushing my guys forward. Now looking on here, it's looking pretty tight for Kilo. He's got his guys hemmed in, and he's got a strike happening by Satan, which is going to cause a bit of a mass rout, I'm guessing. Unfortunately, both myself and Speedstar are on this side of the battlefield. It's going to be hard to really help Kilo. So Kilo's pushing again with his cav, trying to scare off the Macedon cav, but unfortunately he can't crash them forward, because if he crashes them forward, they're going to get impaled upon the Macedonian pikes. Now here's another good thing to look out for. You can see that Tak has got his cav on this side. Now what's going to happen in a second, you'll see Satan will lift up his pikes so that the cav can rush through the pikes and strike on Kilo. If Satan was to leave his pikes down, then that would inflict damage on Tak's cav. So what he needs to do is lift up his pikes so that the SPQR cav can rush through them and strike on Kilo's infantry. So we'll see if that happens. There we go. So you can see just in time, Satan has lifted up his pikes, giving time for the cav to crush through the pikes and basically smack Kilo's army there. And also you can see Spider Pig's doing exactly the same. Sadly, I think it pretty much is the end game for Kilo. I don't think he's going to be able to pull that one back. Effectively, he's got 3 armies massing upon him. But by doing that, it has left this side of the battlefield vulnerable for myself and Speedstar to try and attack the remaining units of Spider Pig. So you can see that we're coming in on this side. We're doing cav charges together, really just trying to mop up these last few units here. And here we go. You can see the cav really of Spider Pig, Tak and Satan. They're just basically killing all of Kilo's forces. So it looks like at this stage now it's going to be a 2 versus 3. So it's going to be myself and Speedy versus the armies of Spider Pig, Satan and Tak. So it's not looking too good for us. Really we should have probably supported Kilo a bit better there, but we'll see how it pans out. So we've amassed our cav together, we're putting our infantry together. What we really need to do is keep on advancing and try and catch them off guard, because they're trying to get into a decent formation. If we let them get into formation too quickly, it's going to make it even harder for us to attack. So we're moving my guys forward. We can see Tak's armies are warmed up, they're all fresh, which is going to make it harder for us to attack. We're fresh. Speedy's army's a bit winded, but we have still got quite a bit of cav left. So here we go. We can see they're trying to move their guys around. Satan is probably trying to swing his pikes around so we can try and envelop my flank here. Speedy's moving forward. Again, we've got to be careful about Tak's cav here. If we keep them moving too far forward, they will wrap around both of our flanks and make it harder for us to to pull this battle back. Here we go. So you can see Satan really is wrapping around the side of my flank here. I'm not sure what's happened with Spider Pig here. He's it looks like he's had a bit of a glitch, as you can see with his cav. They've dispersed. Now it's near impossible to try and do that purposely, so I'm guessing he's probably attacked, pulled his guys back, and as he pulled his guys back, he's had a bit of a glitch there. But it looks like he's putting the guys back into formation, so the glitch should hopefully be over. At that stage, Speedy, he's launched all of his guys into Spider Pig. Spider Pig's formation's quite deep. He has got his general right at the front, so it's going to be vulnerable for any cav strikes, which you'll see now. So you'll see my cav are going first, and then we've got Speedy going in for a counter charge, hopefully, he says. Now, this is going to be the decisive part in the battle. If we can rout this army before Tak can get his cav in, then we've got this battle. And it looks like, yeah, Tak was just a tiny bit slow trying to get his cav in. My guys are holding the line. We've got my guys have been surrounded as we can speak. You can see Satan with his pikes. I'm not sure what Tak was doing there, because he had a good opportunity to do a hammer and anvil on my guys. Maybe he's being a bit reserved because his general is in the cav. I'm not sure. But we can see that we've broken the Julii side here. Now we're going to wrap around the side and try and envelop Macedon. Once you've got to surround the Macedon, if they've got no cav, they really are going to be quite vulnerable. Tak again, he's moving in with his cav. He's picking off a few of our units one by one. Satan's going to try and pull out of that, because he knows if he keeps his guys in there, there's very little he can do. So again, it's still pretty close. It looks like it's a 2 versus 2 now. We've got Satan and Tak's cav left over. There's a few units of Spider Pig left over. They're probably going to try and mop up some loose or some units that are just on their own. And then we've got Satan who's going to try and move his pikes probably to attack my cav. It's going to be a bit of a tricky one here. Both teams are trying to surround each other. Both teams are trying to get the upper ground. Tak has launched his cav into a few of Speedstar's units that are on their own. Satan's throwing in his cav. So it's going to be pretty tight here. I'm guessing, yep, Satan's going to try and surround these units here. Now if he can get this army here to rout, they're going to get the upper hand. Spider Pig's going to launch in his cav, so it's going to be pretty tight here. Speedstar's got his cav in, so everyone's trying to envelop one another. My cav is all the way at the back here. I don't know what the heck I'm doing over there, to be honest. Bit of an error on my side. So I really need to get my cav in quick. If I don't get it in quick, it's probably going to cost us the battle. Speedstar's hanging in there just about. So got a few units are routing. Again, we've got a Spider Pig going in for a strike. Now, my guys are coming in the cav. Speedy's guys are coming in the cav. And I think we just might have been able to get the upper hand on that surround. There's a few cav units left there by Tak, but at this stage, now that we've surrounded Macedon, there's very little that they can do. There's a few units left by Spider Pig. It looks like one of the guys has admitted defeat at this stage. Satan's still hanging on in there. His guys really are mopping up our cav. He's throwing in a few more units of pikes. He's got his general there, so he's still hanging in. And there we go, he's throwing in a towel. So yeah, that was an extremely close game. Really, really close. There's a few mistakes on both of our sides, on my side, on the opposition. If we look at the kills at the end of the day, myself, I got in 1,777 kills. Speedy was just short of that by 1,704. Kilo got 839 kills. Sadly, he really got crushed by Satan there, as you can see. Satan got a whopping 1,833 kills, so he really did clean up there. Spider Pig got in 782 kills, and Tack got in 1,089. So it was excellently played game from all players there. Really good to see Satan getting all of those kills with that Pike faction. Just shows you how deadly Macedon can be if you use them correctly. And I think it's a bit of a rubbing some salt into the cut there for Kilo, as usually Kilo is the guy with the Pike faction, and unfortunately Satan managed to really mop up there against him with his pikes. But all in all, great game. Everyone played excellently, and I hope you guys enjoy that second battle. So if you do like the game, please do send me a message either on a message board or give me a little comment. If there's anything that you want to see, or there's any tips or anything you can give to me, please just give me a shout. I'm always open to any suggestions. So this is Biscuits signing out, and I hope you have a good day, okay? Cheers, bye now.